Hey everybody, we're here at Pelham Rec Center today and we're talking with Scott Verner. How are you?
Good, how are you, Becky?
I'm doing well. So let's talk a little bit about youth sports, what's going on in Pelham right now, what's out there for the kids, and I know we're cranked up right dead in the middle of football season.
Correct, yeah, we have youth football and youth cheerleading going on right now. Our youth fall baseball and softball seasons start next week as far as the games, and those go about a month, and we actually just started a new youth girls volleyball program.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, it is.
And I think a lot of that maybe is due to the new facility?
Yes, it is. Yes,
awesome.
It is. That, and in conjunction with the middle school next door, they really pushed the volleyball program. They held some clinics. Our new softball coach has gotten involved with the program down here, so that helped with our fall season with that. And Coach Causey has really gotten involved with our youth football program. Going to the schools and recruiting on that too.
I think that's awesome. I love to see the continuity of the program from little bitty to all the way up to the high school level. I think that's good for the kids.
Yeah, and that's something that we've really started doing with our youth football program is, especially when they get in 5th and 6th grade, we want to try to get them to start running what they're running next door at the middle school.
Good idea.
So that by the time they get there, it may not translate on the field in 5th and 6th grade, but when they get into 7th and 8th grade, like this year right now, the 8th grade is 3-0.
That's awesome.
And, so they start learning, so when they get over there, they don't have to ask the coaches constantly, well, what's this, what's this, what's this? They already know what formations are and everything else. So.
Right. Give me an idea of what teams that we play, what other cities that we play and interlock with as far as football.
As far as football goes, we do Alabaster, Helena, Chelsea, Oak Mountain, Hoover, Spain Park, Homewood, Vestavia, Trussville.
Wow.
Briarwood actually has a program they do 4th through 6th grade.
Okay. So how many games do they play in a season?
They'll play 8 games in the season.
Okay.
The way our league is set up is that the smaller schools, which is what we are, in other words, since Alabama High School went to the 7A and 6A, you have like Hoover and Thompson and those programs that are 7A in high school. Well, in our youth program, they have their own separate playoff, and then the 6A programs like us and Chelsea, Briarwood is a 5A now, but they were 6A when we started this. We have our own separate playoff, so we may interlock during the season, but it's kind of like high school is. That's a non-region game, and then we'll have our region games, and then we'll have our own separate playoffs.
Okay, super cool. And cheerleading has really become a sport of its own.
Oh, it has. It has. There's of course, our cheerleaders participate, or not all squads, but most of them participate in the UCA competition in November, the youth championships over at Vestavia. And then a lot of them, there's been a couple more that pop up here and there that they'll go participate in those. And we've actually had several of our cheer squads come in first, and some individuals that have come in first in individual competition in the last couple of years.
That speaks volumes for this program.
I think it speaks volumes for our volunteers and for the parents, just the dedication that they have to our program.
That's true, and I'm glad you said volunteers because a lot of folks forget that these men and women who are putting in lots of time, they're volunteers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got involved with our youth football program in 2002, as you know.
Yes, I do. I think we were there.
Yeah, exactly. I was helping your husband out at that point in time, that was my oldest one, and I've stayed with it all the way through mine. And now, working with the Park and Rec, I'm still doing it, but without our volunteers and without the parents making the commitment that they make, especially whenever it comes to youth football and youth cheerleading, because that's not, you get into some, you may have one day a week, but youth football and youth cheerleading takes a lot more dedication than that. And so the time that they put into it and put into their children is unbelievable.
Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Let's talk for just a second about winter sports. What's coming up? What can people think about towards programs for their kids at home? Keep them off the sofa.
There you go. Well, we have a youth wrestling program.
That's new.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We started it last year. We actually have a new coach up at the high school, so we'll be getting details out about how he wants to do the program this year real soon. We have our youth basketball program. We currently offer that 3rd through 6th grade. And of course, girls are welcome to sign up for it, but the middle school also has a girls league that they do.
Okay.
Their coaches over there sponsor a girls league, and we interlock, in our youth basketball program, we interlock with Clear and Alabaster and Helena and Montebello, and the girls do the same in their league. So, and then of course we'll have our spring baseball registration A lot of people don't think about it.
I know, but it's always follows Christmas.
Yes, it does. We have to start it on January 2nd, and we'll take it all the way through the all the way through the month of January.
Okay.
And you know what we'll do with that? We have to do that so that they can start practice by February, and we can get uniforms ordered so that we have time enough to get names put on the back of them and everything
I remember those
else.
days.
Yes. So it's really, you know, we'll have maybe 3 or 4 weeks. To where we're not just slammed with stuff going on, but most of the time we have a lot of activities going on around the park. And now, you know, and we're trying to develop, you know, like we've got a class. It's not for the young youth, but we have a yoga class that we have an instructor that's going to be doing for 14 and up.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I really should look into that. Maybe later. All right, let's talk about where folks can go to find out more information about the youth sports programs online, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
They can go to our website, pelhamalabama.gov.
Okay.
And whenever they do that, if they'll roll over the departments icon up at the top, it'll bring up all the departments. Under Park and Recreation, it'll have our recreation center and then all of our youth sports listed.
Okay.
They can go to any page as soon as we have new registration forms done. I'll put them up on the website, and they'll be able to click on them and everything else, and they'll be able to find out any information. My email is also on there, so they can email me and ask any questions that they may have about anything.
That's perfect, because we used to find out because we would drive by and see the marquee up, baseball registration going on.
Right.
Little different now, a little different world.
Well, and you know, there's also a thing with our website. We have an icon in the middle of the page called Notify Me. If anybody wants to go to that, if they'll sign up under Park and Recreation, they'll put their email address and or phone number or both in there. Every time I set up a calendar event that says we're going to start baseball registration, we're going to start football registration, whatever the case may be, it'll automatically send them an email and a text message, so they'll know immediately.
How cool is that?
Right.
That's awesome. And of course, also just invite people just to come by and just tour the facility and talk to you about youth sports. You're available for that?
Always, always. We're open 7 to 9 Monday through Saturday and 1 to 6 on Sunday. More than welcome to come by and look at the facility if you haven't had a chance to get in here.
It's awesome.
We're also getting ready to open outdoor sand volleyball courts and outdoor basketball courts as well right next door to us. So
that's awesome. Something for everybody.
Yeah, we're going to have something going on everywhere.
Love it. Thank you for your time today. We sure do appreciate you keeping us up to date on Pelham Youth Sports.
Anytime, Becky. Thank you.
You're welcome.